Okay, I've tested this deck and I've redone it a lot of times, so everyone has their own way of doing things. Let me try to focus right here. There you go. Okay, so light is good, but her effect. But with other cards, I mean, you don't have to rely on this, but she's still good, don't get me wrong. There's 3 of those. I might bump it down to 2 later, I don't know. Or maybe I'll keep it at 3 because of what I put in here. Past, it's the new tuner. She's what makes your extra deck so good, or allows you to go into a lot of things. So that's a staple. This deck has a ton of draw power, so water, too good. I put 2 dark because I didn't want 4 strong monsters and then you're breaking. So 2 wind, this is your MSTs. You can destroy potentially 10 cards with 2 of these. I mean, that's probably not going to happen every time, but you can do more than 1. It just depends on the amount of Fortune Lady that you have on the field when you normal summon that. They're face up. 2 of these, because I also use spell books to speed up the deck. Veiler's always good. I might bump that up to 2. 1 earth, 1 fire, 1 BLS because there are dark and lights, and then you can banish and then put your stuff back in the graveyard. So calling, too good. You can use You can use Fortune Vision to search out Fortune Lady Calling, and then special summon just like that, same turn. Triple Secrets. Now this card's cool because you can use it to search out Spellbook Magician, because it doesn't say a Spellbook spell card. It just says a Spellbook card. So you can use this card, search out Spellbook Magician, play him, and then get knowledge or something, or something like that. Play him, search secrets, then use that to get knowledge. And so this one you can get a Fortune Lady or a Fortune Calling, or the Trap Fortune Lady Rewinds in here too. 2 knowledge because the deck has a ton of draw power. That's why this is at 2 as well. Fortune's Future. Hey Trunade. I don't know if this is banned or not, but it's pretty good. Spellbook of Wisdom, just 1, because if the synchro, if she dies, she brings herself back. Spellbook of Life, just 1. 2 Fortune Lady Rewind. 1 D Prison. Bottomless. Mirror Force. Extra deck. Now you have a ton of options. This is just the stuff that I was able to get, or just had, So XYZ Dark Rebellion. Big Eye. Sorry for moving the camera. Flare Metal. Tachyon. Tempest, so good in this deck. Every. It's going to be your main one, but you can also go into Tempest, for game. Because with this deck you have a ton of draw power. So if you can get her out... Whoop! Sorry. If you can get her out, then... Sorry about that. And you have say 10 cards in your hand because you just kept drawing that turn, getting +2s and stuff, then you can do a lot of damage with her effect, maybe even win, that turn. Black Rose, always good. Arcanite to destroy stuff that you can't run over. Stardust to protect your stuff. Scrap to also destroy stuff. And then Leo's good. So, it just depends on what you want to put in there, but every is a must because it is a Fortune Lady deck. I only have 1. I would run, I'd probably run 2, maybe 3 if I had more. Topster, it's good, but it's not as good as Dark Rebellion, but I don't have this one in there because it's kind of warped. I don't want it messing up the rest of the cards. And then this one is a side extra deck monster, along with these cards over here. I just don't know what to take out, and I haven't tried it with these, but they could potentially be pretty good for the deck. you recycle your spell books with this, and if it's destroyed, you can special summon, you know, Fortune Ladies, because they're low level, most of them. So depending on the number of spell books in the graveyard, you can summon that, was it the level equal to or less than the number of spell books. And then this one for the fusion. So that's the deck. Also, as I was going through this, I noticed, because I'm like, you know, you test decks out, you want to see how they do. And I'm like, I'm not really using Light's effect, and then it occurred to me that I could use Knowledge. Where's it at? Bloop, bloop, bloop. I could use Knowledge to sacrifice Light, so her effect goes off, she hits the graveyard, special summon like Past or something from the deck, not water, unless you have another Fortune Lady on the field, so you can get that water effect. Otherwise, you're just wasting it. So, you know, play Knowledge, tribute Light for the cost, special summon, and then draw 2. Shuffle, draw 2. Or you could just use a Spellbook Magician, because he's pretty weak. This one, pretty good. Oh, so I was gonna say, Fire can be really good. So like Dark's effect, if any Fortune Lady monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon a Fortune Lady monster from your graveyard. So if Fire's in the graveyard, or if you special summon it with Fortune Lady Calling, because its effect says if it's special summoned and face up attacked by a Fortune Lady card. Fortune Lady card. So you can special summon it like that, and then you target one of your opponent's monsters, destroy it, and then inflict that much damage to your opponent. Earth, your opponent always loses, well, whenever her level increases, your opponent takes 400 damage. So I would think, like, let's say she gains 3 levels by Fortune Lady Past or Time Passage, you know, like all at once. They only take 400 damage because it's increasing all at once. You know, it's not like one level, then a level, then another one. It's all at once, so it's only 400. But if she's on the field for 3 turns and she hasn't been Veilered or Fiendished or Breakthrough or anything, and it keeps going up, then that would be 400 every turn. Where it went through Wind. Dark's too good with the everything combined, you know. Let me go into depth with every a little bit more. Okay, so the main Fortune Lady basically looks like a grown-up version of Solitaire Magician, and so she's at level 7. She gets 400 times her level with attack and defense. So when she comes out, she's 28, and if it's in your graveyard during your opponent's end phase, you can banish the spellcaster and special summon it. That way, when it's your turn, she gains a level, and then you can banish one of your opponent's face-up monsters. Let me see. Bloop. Yeah, face-up monster. So that's pretty good. So when you use her effect to special summon her like that, she'll already be at 32 on your turn. So pretty good, you know, level 8. And it keeps bringing itself back. Also, I forgot to go over, with all the banishing and stuff, that's the second effect of this card, because it's a searcher. And then if one of your cards are banished, then monsters you control can't be destroyed by card effects, even if this leaves the field that turn, except during damage step. If your opponent banishes one of their monsters, then you can make so I think it's the first one. Yeah, the next battle damage you take 0. So I think that's, if they have 2 monsters that are attacking, the first one that attacks, that damage, you can make it 0. So if they attack with the second monster, you take that damage. I believe that's how that works. I think that's it pretty much. The only thing that sucks is you have to watch out with life, because in order to play this, you have to reveal another spellbook. So you have to have 2 spellbook cards in your hand total, life and then another one, in order to activate life. But the cool thing about life is that when you activate it, you have to banish a spellcaster from the graveyard, and the one that you're special summoning, it gains the level of the one you banished. So Fortune Ladies are all about level. The more levels, the higher the level, the more attack. So that's always good. And then let me go over past. So past is a bit different from the way Spellbook of Life works. So she can reduce or increase levels of Fortune Ladies. And all you have to do is banish spellcasters. They could be from your hand, field, and or graveyard. So that means you can do it from one of them, both of them, like any two or any three, like, you know, it doesn't matter. You can banish from everywhere. So if you want to banish from the graveyard, the field, and your hand at the same time, you can. And the Fortune Lady monster that you're targeting with her effect, it gains 1 level per spellcaster you banished, or has a reduced level. So the way I think this works too is you can't be like, well, it defeats the purpose, you know, like you have to choose increase or decrease when you're doing that. So you can't be like, oh, I'm going to banish this one, so I'm going to increase this one's level, and then I'm going to banish another one and then decrease this. You know, no, not the same turn. You can't do that. It has to be focus this, or say this is on the field, focus this, and increase this one's level by 3 because that's how many spellcasters you banish that turn. So that's how that works. And I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.